I'm from PA. My father was a pastor. I was a baby out of 5 children. I used to be a good girl, you know. I was always following the rules. At the age of 6, I was molested by a family member. By the age of 16, I was molested by my math teacher. And when I told on him, I was called the liar. And I was made to apologize to him for making him look bad in front of the church and school folks. So, needless to say, I started to rebel. I was angry all the time. I was becoming like a wild child. On my 18th birthday, my boyfriend and I were hanging out, and he said he needed to go home to change his clothes. We petted a bit. But I told him, you know, I wasn't ready to have sex yet. And he raped me. Then he threw a whole bottle of wine at me. Said happy birthday. And then he turned and walked away. Sorry. I got dressed. I gathered my composure as I drank that whole bottle of wine. That was the first drink I ever had in my life. After getting dressed and drinking the wine, I then went to church, and I stood right next to my mother. Who didn't even notice I was intoxicated. From then on, I felt invisible to everyone. My mentality was to rebel after that. I started drinking all the time. I graduated into cocaine. One night, I went to this bar and I met a man, and he said he knew where this jam and party was and that we could go. I said, cool, let's go. Sorry. This was my first sex trafficking experience. I'm sorry. We drove to Virginia, and we stayed there a bit, and I started performing sexual acts for him for pay. I was given 10 blowjobs and 10 sexual acts per day. I was giving him all the money I made. And then he put me in this room, this dark, damp room, and it smelled like mildew. Gasoline and blood. I was so drunk. I fell asleep, but when I woke up, I was covered in blood. I remember them. They were always playing dice, and they had like a bunch of pit bulls. After 3 months of living in all that filth and being on all those drugs and, having so much sex, I was malnourished. My skin was so pale. It was like translucent. I weighed like 90 pounds. I was scared I was gonna die. So I talked one of the guys to driving me back to PA, and I went to my parents' house and cleaned up my act. See.